Hey everyone, thank you for tuning in to SK Halftime. So we're going to go through the second episode of our bone health series. In this episode, we're going to discuss a bit more about risk factors because we didn't dive into much detail last episode. So the first one, who's at risk of getting osteoporosis? So the first one is if you're over 50 years old and if you have a family history of osteoporosis, then you definitely need to get a check. So you can get checked through a bone density scan, which a doctor can organize for you. That will show whether your bone is normal, whether it's low density, or whether it's considered osteoporosis. So the doctor will confirm that, but if you're concerned, you should speak to your doctor as well. Anyone that is woman who has reached menopause, so after 50 years old, are also at risk of getting osteoporosis because the female hormone estrogen drops dramatically after menopause. So estrogen is very important in transporting the nutrients to the bone, helps to keep the bone nice and strong and solid. Once estrogen drops, estrogen is like a truck that carries the nutrients or bricks to build the house. So once that vehicle, the truck, is gone, there's not as much nutrients going to the bone. So that means the bone loss is a lot faster than the bone rebuilding. So women are at increased risk of getting osteoporosis. For men, they also can get osteoporosis as well. The male hormone testosterone is also important for building bone. However, male testosterone tends to drop gradually slower than a female hormone. So as the age, the hormone drops, but more gradually. That means the bone loss rate is a lot lower in males. Also, anyone that is the diet as well, so lack of calcium in the diet. So we normally get calcium from like milk, yogurt, cheese, all the dairy food. So but if you're not having enough from the diet, or you're not taking any supplements for calcium as well, then that puts you at risk of getting osteoporosis. And the diet is not just important when you reach 50 years old, it's important from day one, pretty much. Like we, as children, we need to be drinking a lot of milk, eating a lot of cheese and so on. That helps to build up bone straight from when we are kids up to the adolescence, up to when we're up to the elderly age. So that ensures our bones are nice and strong, because remember, the bone gradually starts breaking down after a certain age. So if you build your bone up strong to a high level, when it goes down, it takes longer to go down. So your bones is much stronger. It's less chance of breaking down and becoming brittle as well. So the higher the calcium in your diet, the better it is. Lack of vitamin D as well. So vitamin D is like another truck that transports bricks to build the bone. So if vitamin D, you're lacking it, normally we get it from sunlight. We'll go to more detail about vitamin D in the next episode because I think it's quite important to understand how it functions. So if we're lacking vitamin D, the bones is not as strong as well. Also certain medications. So some medications cause an increased rate of bone loss, such as like prednisolone and dexamethasone, things that people in Cambodia or Vietnam tend to use quite often. So they're quite dangerous to use, especially for the bone. And lifestyle as well. So if you're smoking, high alcohol intake, and no regular exercises, that will weaken your bone and can lead to osteoporosis as well. Also your weight as well. If you're overweight, your bones has to carry all that extra weight over time. That's going to put pressure on the bone, and you can get osteoporosis or weakening of the bone. But underweight can also cause that as well. When you're underweight, it's also an increased risk of bone loss as well. So that's some of the risk factors. I hope you find that helpful. If you want to know more, always feel free to come in store and speak to one of our pharmacists. We can explain to you a bit more detail as well. Just message us or call us anytime. So thank you for tuning in.
SK Media.